Hi everybody, Becky Strayer here from Naya Clinics. I hope everybody is having a wonderful new year. And with the new year, I hear a lot of people talk about wanting to make changes as far as maybe start working towards their mental health and focusing a little bit more on their mental wellness. And so with that, I get a lot of questions asking about who do I go see? I see that there's a psychiatrist listed, a psychologist, social worker, counselor, therapist, chemical dependency counselor. What are all these people? Can they provide me the services I need? And so in this video, I'm hoping to break down a little bit about what each professional within the psychology field does and how to know which one to go to based on your individual needs. So to start, we'll start with kind of the top of the totem pole, so psychiatrists. They are the only ones who are able to prescribe medication other than nurse practitioners. Nurse practitioners who specialize in psychiatry can also prescribe. They have their medical degree, medical license, and they are able to prescribe. So if you're interested in looking at medication management or the possibility of starting a medication in order to help with stabilizing your symptoms, they are the one to go to. Now, after that would be the psychologist. Psychologists typically will have a PhD or a PsyD, so they do have their doctorate. The differences between PhD and PsyD are they're actually very similar. For anyone who's interested in going into the field themselves though, there is a difference as far as what the focus is on. So typically with the PsyD, these psychologists focus a little bit more on the research or academia side of the psychology field. With a PsyD, they may also do research and academia. However, the focus is more on clinical. I know a lot of psychologists who their focus is more on assessments and doing psychological assessments as far as things for students with IEPs or 504 plans and doing testing for that and for developmental delays, things like that, or for diagnoses. However, there's a lot of psychologists who also are professional therapists who will see clients for therapy needs as well. And so with that, it very much depends on what the person has gone into. However, everyone within the psychologist realm will have their PhD or PsyD, so they are a doctorate within the field. After that comes the licensed professional counselors as well as the licensed social workers. Now, the two are very similar. There are also marriage and family therapists, just to add that in there. All three really do pretty much the same thing and are capable of doing the same things. So for example, I am a licensed professional clinical counselor, or an LPCC. And with that, the only difference between a licensed professional counselor and a licensed professional clinical counselor is the amount of time within the field, how many hours we have clinical experience, as well as how many hours of supervision. And so I'm, like I said, an LPCC, whereas my own therapist is a licensed independent social worker, and we do the exact same job. And so with that, it's, again, very similar. I know a lot of marriage and family therapists who have been coworkers of mine as well. And so the only major difference would be the philosophies. For marriage and family therapy, they're very much about the relationship and making sure that they are working within the relationship to build up on the therapeutic needs throughout that. For social workers, their mindset and philosophy focuses more on giving resources and making sure that social services are included for the therapy and the client's personal needs. Whereas licensed professional counselors, their philosophy focuses a little bit more on let me help you learn how to help yourself, and so more long-lasting skills so that you do not need us. However, we are there as a resource as well. So again, very much we all kind of do the same things. It just depends on the philosophy. And really, within those three, there isn't necessarily one that's better than another to go see for therapy. Just make sure that whoever you are seeing is a licensed professional, and they're from likely an accredited school as well. One of the best resources I can give would be psychologytoday.com. Through that site, you would be able to search your zip code and location and be able to find psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, whomever within your region. And you can also break it down even further through a filter where it provides like information on the type of therapy that each clinician provides, maybe what your symptoms are, what population, if you're hoping for a clinician who works more with the LGBTQ community, things like that. And so it's a great resource as well. I hope that this video helps with clearing up any misconceptions or concerns about who to go see. And anyway, everyone who is licensed is hopefully and should be competent as a clinician, and you should be in good hands. The biggest thing is making sure that you feel like you're connected to your therapist or psychiatrist for your medical needs as well. And so if you feel like you've built a good relationship, that's what matters most compared to, am I seeing a social worker, a counselor, a psychologist? And so keep that in mind as well. I hope this video helps, and I hope everyone has a safe and happy New Year.